Well, Republicans at the federal level are currently working like around the margins of the law to try to limit abortion access. We've just talked about that on the show recently. State level Republicans are pushing ahead with bans and with other legal changes to try to make the bans easier to put forward in the future. We're going to talk about Ohio. So Ohio is poised to become the next major abortion battleground after groups seeking to enshrine abortion rights in the state's constitution earlier this week submitted hundreds of thousands of petition signatures to the Secretary of State's office. Before the November election, though, when that's going to be adjudicated, there's a different key vote. That's the August 8th special election set by Ohio's Republican-dominated legislature. And what they want to do is they have this thing that's going to try to raise the threshold for amending the state constitution from the current simple majority to 60%. So this is what they're doing because they fully understand that Ohio does not agree with them on the topic of abortion. They are broadcasting to every single person, we lost, people don't agree with us. We've been able to rig the system enough that we're still technically in power, but we haven't persuaded people of our values, our policies. And so they're trying to raise that threshold. As of right now, the polling is not good for them. 57% opposed it in the last poll I saw, just 26% support it. It's not hard to imagine why. This is literally just designed to strip power away from regular people. Why anyone would support it, I don't understand, except apparently 26% of Ohio values stripping people of their bodily autonomy more than their own political power. So that's an interesting revelation from Ohio. But we turn now to our Ohio correspondent, Nina Turner. What do you think about this?
Oh, thank you for that, John. Listen, Ohioans got it, and I'm so proud. The voter turnout in this special election is higher than it has been the last time we had an August election. You want to talk about wasting money? I mean, how many ways can I just lay out how corrupt and ridiculous these Ohio Republicans are? I've served with many of them. They have a super extra super duper majority now since I was in the Ohio legislature. So glad the Ohioans are not siding with them. My second point here is that this is nothing more than a pure unadulterated power grab. And the party of freedom is seeking to take away the freedom of the voters in this great state, which is the power of referendum, from that simple majority to 60%. The party that wants less government is on the hunt in my great state to inject government all up into how the voters of this state have the opportunity to push back on a government overreach led by the Republican GOP in the great state of Ohio. And John, I'm having a flashback to issue 5. You may remember in 2011, when the voters of this state did the ultimate smackdown on the Republican controlled legislature in terms of taking away collective bargaining rights. Imagine if that needed more than a simple majority. The current Secretary of State, Frank LaRose, has made it very clear that this is all about abortion. But I want our viewers to recognize maybe the issue for some folks is abortion. It could be increasing the minimum wage, which there are groups out in Ohio right now collecting signatures to put that on the ballot. Choose your issue, and it could be an issue that I don't agree with. But what should be patently clear is that the voters of the great state of Ohio should have the ability to put things on the ballot that they want to bring to the people without this pure unadulterated power grab coming from the GOP that's saying that absolute power corrupts absolutely. Oh yeah, that's what's popping off in Ohio. But we showing up here, John, and showing out, and I predict that it's going down in flames, baby.
I hope so. I'm still gonna be around for that at least. Hopefully we'll be able to report on that positively. In the meantime, the Republicans are doing everything they can to fool people. Before we move on, I'm just gonna acknowledge, man, they do not let a single day go by. These populist Republicans who are just trying to represent those who've been left behind by politicians to tell them to go kick rocks. Like, it's literally saying, all of you who aren't in elected office, shut the hell up. You have no power and you never will. But again, populist. And I know that because Tucker Carlson says the word elites every once in a while.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.